So, on October the 14th of 2025 of this year, Microsoft has officially announced that they are ending the support and software updates for Windows 10, which means that many users are now having to find an alternative. So now you're probably thinking, what are your choices? Well, the first choice is you can just directly upgrade to Windows 11. Obviously, you'll have to see if your software that you're using supports that, but there is now something in replacement which a lot of users are looking to switch to called Windows 10 LTSC. Now, LTSC stands for Long-Term Servicing Channel, and all it means is that Microsoft has decided to continue providing support for this specific operating system until 2027, which gives you an additional 2 years of updates and supports for that operating system. Now, something else that you could look at is called the Extended Support Update Program, or ESU for short. Now, what this is actually a subscription-based model where you'll pay $61 to Microsoft every year for the period of up to 3 years maximum, and that means you'll then be able to get access to an additional 3 years of support once the support has ended in October of this year. Now, obviously, that would be quite a benefit, but it just means that you're going to have to pay $61 each year just for extended updates, whereas this alternative way of doing it is that you can upgrade to Windows 10 LTSC and then get those updates for free for an additional 2 years. Now, during today's video, I'm going to be showing you how you can do what's known as an in-place upgrade, which means you can upgrade to Windows 10 LTSC, and it means that you will also be able to keep all of your files and programs on your system without having to replace or even just do a fresh install of Windows and then reload them all back on again. Now, Microsoft actually has 2 versions of LTSC, and I'll clarify what the differences are in a second. So first of all, they have Windows 10 LTSC, and they also have Windows 10 LTSC IoT. Now, the reason why you'd use LTSC and not the LTSC IoT is because if you want to use this operating system on standard devices, for example, everyday computers and laptops, or just any sort of device that you're going to be using on a daily basis. Whereas if you are looking to use IoT, that is a very, very restricted and slimmed down version of Windows, which is only really made to be used on devices such as kiosks and even maybe payment systems. Now, just to clarify, during today's video, I will not be explaining on how you can get a valid license for Windows 10 LTSC. There is various websites you can go online to get them from, like various CD key sites, which most of them are genuine. But please just be aware that I won't be showing you on how you can do this in any pirated way, and I will not be showing you how to illegitimately get a license either. So before we do go ahead, just a quick introduction. My name is Matthew from Matthew's Tech Hub. Welcome back to the video, everyone. So without further ado, let's roll that intro and jump straight into the video. Okay, so as you can see, we're now back on our Windows 10 desktop. Now, the first thing we actually need to do is we need to check what version of Windows 10 we are running. So you can do that just by going down to the Start menu in the bottom left, clicking on the Settings icon on the left-hand side, scrolling down to System right here at the very top even, and then if you then scroll down on the menu on the left-hand side and click on About, and if you then scroll down underneath Windows Specifications, you'll then see this one here, which says version. So as you can see, I'm running the latest version of Windows 10 Pro, which was 22H2. Now, before we do go ahead, just a quick clarification that I would recommend that you do take a full system backup of Windows 10. The reason why I say this is because the Windows 10 LTSC is actually based on 21H2. So we're basically doing a bit of a trick to roll back to 21H2, which again, I'm going to show you how to do that in a moment, which will involve making some changes to the registry. Now, just to clarify, if anything does go wrong during this process, I will not be responsible for this. So please, as I said, take a backup of your system just in case the worst does happen. Now, something else we do also need to check before we can go ahead with doing this in-place upgrade is that we need to find out what version or language version Windows 10 is actually running. So this would have been the option that you would have selected when you very first installed Windows. For example, like your keyboard layout would be, so mine, for example, is ENGB, which means English UK, or if you're in the States, you might use ENUS, which means English United States. So the way you can do that quickly is just by going down to the search box at the very bottom, just search CMD, and you're then going to run that as an administrator. This command will not work unless you run it as an administrator. Then you simply click on yes to the UAC prompt, or if you haven't got UAC, it will just appear straight away. Now in here, you're simply just going to enter one command, which is dism/online/get-intl, just like this. And then once you've done that, just hit enter. Now what you want to be looking for is this right here, where it says default system UI language. And you can also look at the system local. Now, As you can see, mine is EN-GB. So again, you need to make sure that you do get a copy of Windows 10 LTSC ISO that is specifically the EN-GB version. If you do get the EN-US, for example, and you're trying to install it on an EN-GB, it will not work. So I'll put the links for those down in the description box down below. But if you just do a quick Google search, for example, like Windows 10 LTSC, and then just put in which one yours is, you then should get a link to it, but just make sure that it's from a legitimate source. The link which I got it from is from archive.org, so specifically looking down here, you can see that it is the EN-GB ISO file. So you're going to want to go ahead and download the ISO file. So I'm going to quickly do that now, and I'll be back in just a moment. Now, once you've gone ahead and downloaded the Windows 10 LTSC ISO file, what we now need to do is we need to jump into the registry editor to basically trick Windows into thinking that we're actually currently on Windows 10 LTSC. As Windows 10 LTSC won't let you do an in-place upgrade unless it thinks or knows that you are already on Windows 10 LTSC. Now, as you saw earlier in the video, you saw that we are actually only running Windows 10 Pro, but again, we're going to be changing this, so we'll trick it when we do go ahead and run the ISO file. So the way you do that is just go down to the search box at the bottom, and then you're just going to search for regedit, just like this, and then this will just bring up the registry editor. And you're then just going to tap on or click on yes, just right here. Now the locations of where you need to go, again, I'll put everything for the, for example, the download links and also the locations of where you need to go in registry editor, all in the description box down below. So where you need to go to in the registry editor is you need to go into HKey local machine, software, Microsoft, Windows NT, and then current version. Now, again, you can copy and paste it from the description box and then just paste it into here after the computer section, and then that will take you straight to the folder, or you can do it manually just by using the folder viewer on the left-hand side. So again, you'd start up here, HKey local machine, software, go into Microsoft, you then scroll all the way down to the bottom into Windows NT, and then once you're there, you're going to scroll down, and you're then going to go into current version, and you'll click on this, and you'll then be brought onto this section here. Now, we do need to make a couple of changes here. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to start off with the edition ID, which is right here. And as you can see, it's currently set as professional. So we're going to double click on this to change it. And we're going to change this to enterprise and then the capital S. So make sure the capital E for enterprise and the capital S on the end. Click OK. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to change the product name down here, which says Windows 10 Pro. Double click on that, and you're going to change that to Windows 10 Enterprise LTSC. Click OK. Now the next one we need to change is the release ID, which is right here. So we're going to double click on this, and we're going to change that to 21H2 in capitals, just like this. We're then going to change the current build, which is right at the top. As you can see, the build number is 19045. So I'm going to double click on that, and we're going to change it to 19044. Click OK, and we need to do the exact same again for the current build number just right here. So we're going to come out of there, change that to 19044, click OK. Now, something I actually forgot to mention at the time of the recording is that under display version, you also need to update that from 22H2 to 21H2. After you've done that, then you can then proceed with those next steps. Okay, so once you've made the few changes to the registry in order to trick Windows to thinking that you are on Windows 10 LTSC, we can now go ahead and mount the ISO file and then continue with the whole procedure. So what we're now going to do, guys, is you're going to go to where your ISO file has downloaded for Windows 10 LTSC. You're going to right click on it and then click on Mount at the very top like so, and it'll then bring you open the File Explorer window showing the mounted contents inside. You're then just going to simply just double click on the setup file just right here to begin the installation. Then once that's opened, it will then bring you to this screen here to run you through the whole procedure. Now, what we're going to do is I'm actually going to disable the Windows updates just because they can take a little while to download, and also I don't want to cause any problems or replace any files or based on the fixes that we've already put in. So I'm going to click on Not Right Now, and I'm going to hit on Next just right here. And I'm just going to quickly check our PC, and it should then say getting a few things ready, and it will then take you to this screen here saying making sure you're ready to install. Now, depending on how much data and software you have on your PC, that might take a bit of time. If it does, don't worry, it's not hanging or it's crashed. Just give it a bit of time and be patient. And then once that's gone through, you'll then see it now says ready to install, and it's going to install Windows 10 Enterprise LTSC, and it's also, the most important one, is going to keep personal files and applications. So what you're going to do now is hit on the install button in the bottom right hand corner, and it will then take you to this full screen like this saying installing Windows 10. And again, let this now run. Just walk away from the PC, go and grab a coffee, and just let it go through. It will take some time, again, depending on the specs for your PC and various other things. So let that run through, and then again, once that's done, I'm going to pause the video for now, and I'll be back with you guys in just a moment. Okay, so once Windows 10 LTSC has finally installed, you'll then be brought back to the desktop screen you were at previously. Now you'll notice it doesn't look any different, it looks fairly the same. All your apps and everything will also still remain. If we also just go down to the Start menu and then jump into the Settings icon on the bottom left, you'll see straight away when we go into Settings, it now says that Windows isn't activated, activate Windows now. Now this is where I said at the start of the video, you will need to have a license in order to use Windows 10 LTSC. I can't really give any shout outs to any CD key companies because I've not been sponsored by any, but obviously there is various CD key sites out there you can go and get a CD key from. Now, if we jump into the System tab right here and then click on About in the bottom left-hand corner, you'll now see it says Windows 10 Enterprise LTSC. So we are now officially on Windows 10 Enterprise LTSC, and we're no longer on Windows 10 Pro. Now, the only thing to be mindful of is that if you are looking to eventually in the future upgrade from Windows 10 LTSC to Windows 11 LTSC, personally, I can't confirm right now whether it is possible to upgrade from this version to that. But again, if it isn't, then you may find that you will have to do a full reinstall in the future. Because the only thing to bear in mind as well is that the longer that Windows 10 goes on, obviously support for this will be discontinued for various other software that you're trying to get installed on the PC. So I hope that's helped you guys out there. If it has, please smash that subscribe button to continue supporting the channel. Please also leave your comments and feedback of what you think about this process down in the description box down below. And you can also hit that like button to help me get this video into the YouTube algorithm. As always guys, it's been a pleasure, but for now, thanks for watching. Until next time, I'll see you then. Bye for now.